Hello again and welcome to Showdown in Morgantown. I'm Jack Hillgrove.
And I'm Addison Elbert. We are thrilled to bring you the matchup between West Virginia University and Penn State, as well as their fan bases that come along with both schools.
The Nittany Lions won this matchup in Happy Valley a year ago. This year's game takes place right here inside Milan Puskar Stadium.
Milan Puskar Stadium seats around 60,000 fans. The stadium got a facelift in 2016 and 17 through widening the concourses and constructing the entrance gates. The stadium is absolutely rocking on game day when their nationally recognized marching band enters the arena to when Take Me Home Country Road is sung by fans on the way out.
Penn State 38, West Virginia 15, the score in this matchup a year ago at Beaver Stadium. But with that, let's take a look at this year's matchup between West Virginia and the Nittany Lions of Penn State. Last year's win for the Nittany Lions in Happy Valley was the 5th in a row dating back to 1989 for Penn State against West Virginia. Both of these programs similar in 2024 as far as what they return. Experience a quarterback, Penn State with junior Drew Alar and West Virginia with senior Garrett Green. Both teams also bring back two-headed monster tandems at tailback. The home team with Jaheim White and C.J. Donaldson, and the visitors with Nicholas Singleton and Katron Allen. The Mountaineers were picked to finish 7th in the Big 12. Penn State preseason ranked 3rd in the Big 10. But both programs have their sights set on winning their respective conference and clinching a spot in the brand new 12-team college football playoff.
WVU was established in 1867 and holds many traditions.
Penn State and West Virginia. This football battle started in 1904. Last year's meeting in State College, Pennsylvania marked the 60th time the teams had played. And once again, things didn't go West Virginia's way.
West Virginia, they've beaten them 9 times out of 60 that they played. So it's not very many. And I think all those games that West Virginia won would be considered all-time wins.
The Great Sugar Bowl team started a string of 3 straight wins in 1953. The most for the Mountaineer program. But Penn State would take total control of the series, registering 25 victories in a row. One of the most spectacular plays during that string of losses was Tom Pridemore of Ansted, West Virginia, returning this interception 100 yards for a touchdown during the 1977 game. Quarterback Jeff Hostetler fell twice to the Nittany Lions in 1982 and 83. A program he had once played for in 1979 and 80. Other greats had to taste defeat. Finally, it came to an end.
And the handoff given to Randall with blocker, swings out to the right, cuts down over the 20 to 15, the 10 to 5, touchdown West Virginia!
And in 84, that was an unbelievable win, and I know Sunnyside about burned down.
Of course, the most memorable play for a Mountaineer was actually a mistake, as Heisman Trophy contender Major Harris went the wrong way, yet scored a touchdown in West Virginia's decisive victory in 1988.
And that was such an unbelievable, memorable game. And I can remember after the game, I participated in all of the celebrating that went on in Sunnyside, and it was just a wonderful memory. But anytime you beat Penn State, that's what it means.
That win came nearly 40 years ago. West Virginia would love to do it again.
West Virginia were to be fortunate enough to win this game, it would be a big deal.
With the Showdown in Morgantown, I'm Mark Martin.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the alumni network that comes with playing those Nittany Lions.
And we will hear more about the man who leads that rowdy student section here in Morgantown. That's all coming up on the Showdown in Morgantown.
Welcome back to Showdown in Morgantown. Both Penn State and West Virginia come with competitive football programs, and this game is no guarantee for either side. So let's go to Jack Hillgrove to find out more about what the Mountaineers are bringing to the table.
The Mountaineers offense in 2023 averaged 434 yards per game, which ranked 7th in the Big 12, and 31.5 points per game, which was 5th in the conference a year ago. Neil Brown's offensive unit in 2024 looks for several steps forward, with senior quarterback Garrett Green returning, who threw for 2,400 yards and 16 touchdowns last season.
I'm the guy that we need at quarterback, so I don't really care about opinions other than the people in this building.
Both of the Mountaineers' top ball carriers are back in sophomore Jaheim White and junior C.J. Donaldson. The two combined for over 1,600 rushing yards and 15 touchdowns on the ground. Green is no slouch in the running game either. He ran for 772 yards and 13 touchdowns last season as well. It all adds up to a potentially lethal rushing attack for the Mountaineers this season.
We basically like co-partners in this, running back room. And the relationship with each other is just so special. Like, we always laughing, we always playing. Like, you always see us just smiling with each other. Like, that's something that, he definitely brings the energy when I don't have it. And when he don't have it, I bring the energy to him. So we definitely light each other up.
At receiver, WVU will likely lean on sophomore Hudson Clement and juniors Preston Fox and Jaden Bray, a transfer from Oklahoma State. Senior tight end Cole Taylor is back as well after 444 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns last season. And up front, the Mountaineers have to replace Zach Frazier at center, who now plays for the Steelers, but they do return Brandon Yates, Wyatt Milam, Tomas Rimac, and Jaquay Hubbard, a combined 96 career starts between the four of them.
The good thing is that we have an old group. We have Jaquay Hubbard, Brandon Yates, Nick Malone, Tomas. So it's really, they're older guys and they know what the standard is here. So yeah, it's a leadership role, but it's a good thing because we have older players on the O-line.
And now, ahead of the big game, let's take a look at West Virginia University's defense with Jack Hillgrove.
The Mountaineers' defense last season averaged 27.5 points against per game and 384 yards allowed per game. Up front, WVU is senior heavy with guys like defensive end Sean Martin, Fatorma Malba, and Edward Vesterenen. At linebacker, the team's fourth leading tackler and Ben Cutter is back, along with guys like Josiah Trotter Jr., Trey Lathan, and seniors Tyron Bradley Jr. and Aubrey Burks. And in the secondary, the team transfer heavy at corner with guys like Aiden Garnes, who comes over from Duquesne University, and Garnett Hollis Jr., who transferred to Morgantown from Northwestern. And at safety, Josiah Jackson and Anthony Wilson Jr. return to the Mountaineers. The defense for West Virginia looking to take more steps forward this season, returning 9 of the top 20 players from last year in terms of snaps played on the defensive side of the ball.
Some guys have really made some strides in that second group, particularly, last year we've talked about linebacker. That's something that we feel good right there with our depth. And corner and safety, this is the best we felt going into a season. And then the defensive line, we've been rotating guys for 3 or 4 years like that. So feel pretty good about it.
10 wins for Penn State last season in James Franklin's 10th season as the program's head coach. The Nittany Lions falling in the Peach Bowl 38-25 to Ole Miss. But the Nittany Lions in 2024 bring back a sizable amount of key contributors on both sides of the ball. Jared Parker has more on what Penn State brings to the table this season.
Last year's Nittany Lions seemed to be a tale of two teams, a defense that could slow down any opponent paired with an offense that never really found its groove. The hope for James Franklin and company is that this year they've found the solution to their offensive woes. Last year, Penn State's offensive struggles were at its most glaring against elite competition. The Nittany Lions struggled to dissect the defenses of Ohio State and Michigan last year, resulting in offensive coordinator Mike Yursich being fired. Now, with Drew Aller headed into year 2 starting at quarterback and Andy Kotelnicki running the offense, change can be expected. But according to James Franklin, not too much change.
I would say on offense there's probably more change than on defense and special teams, but probably not as much as you guys would think.
Franklin says while there is some change with Kotelnicki, in year 11 of Franklin's tenure, the foundation is too set for a complete overhaul. Tight end Tyler Warren told me how the offense has reacted.
We have a new offense we're already used to. It's not all completely different, using some same terms and stuff, but he's been great. I think the offense has done great with just embracing that.
Drew Aller spoke about the difference in the way Kotelnicki coaches compared to others.
His background is teaching, so I think that's a big benefit for us as an offense because he's more about the teaching and not just running plays. Like, there's intent behind everything.
One of the main struggles of the Nittany Lions offense last year is that they never truly found a number 1 receiver, but now they've got Julian Fleming, who transferred from Ohio State, and Harrison Wallace is back from injury. He told me he's never felt better. Reporting outside Beaver Stadium, I'm Jared Parker.
And now it's time to take a look at that Nittany Lion defense with Jared Parker. Take a look.
Last year, the Nittany Lions reached 10 wins in the Peach Bowl, and a large portion of that success was due to a stifling defense. And although that defense lost several key pieces, the replacements are just as capable. Last year, Penn State had a top 3 defense in both yards and points allowed. But the Nittany Lions lost several talented pieces, along with defensive coordinator Manny Diaz, who went to lead Duke's football program. But Penn State replaced him with Tom Allen, who led Indiana for 6 years. Allen has one quality that he's made a focus point so far.
We got to be consistent, and to me, no matter who we play, no matter what week of the season it is, there has to be a standard of expectation that this is how Penn State plays defense, period. No matter the game, no matter the week of the season, no matter the circumstances.
Among the players to leave, defensive end Chop Robinson became a first-round draft pick after his junior season, but projected NFL first-rounder Abdul Carter moved from linebacker to edge to fill that void. I learned Carter is still a voice among the linebackers, though.
It made me realize how much I've learned and grown just behind Stan Abdul, and that just helped me going into training camp this year. I've learned so much, and him moving to DN doesn't mean he's still not a linebacker.
Tom Allen says Carter will play a unique role between linebacker and defensive end from week to week. And from talking with the Penn State squad, they have a lot of confidence in Tom Allen. They've experienced his defensive prowess themselves when last year his Hoosiers stifled the Penn State offense and forced Drew Allard to throw his first career interception. Reporting outside Beaver Stadium, I'm Jared Parker.
And coming up, we learn more about the infamous West Virginia Mountaineer ahead of the big game.
Welcome back to the Showdown in Morgantown. While both of these schools in this game have a tremendous amount of tradition on both sides, this rivalry matchup sees its first game in Morgantown this fall since 1992.
We hear more from Jessica Riley with the pride of West Virginia.
One of the most respected traditions in all of WVU athletics is the Mountaineer, and this year's Mountaineer is Braden Atkins, a native from Nicholas County. Atkins' love for the Mountaineer started after an interaction with John Kimball, the Mountaineer who served in 2012 and 13.
When I came to college, I saw an advertisement where it was like Mary Roush run across the field or something like that. I was like, be the next Mountaineer. I'm like, yeah, I can do that.
The Mountaineer can be found at almost any event on and off the field across the state.
What we do is we really uphold the traditions of WVU, so we get to start the Let's Go chants. Of course, sing Country Road, shoot the rifle, lead the team out onto the field. So there's a lot that the Mountaineer gets to do and gets to be a part of.
Atkins so far has attended over 100 events in his time since April, that number increasing constantly.
I've been doing fairs, festivals, parades, Energy Express reading programs, which is conducted through the university in AmeriCorps, super cool events, and 4-H camps, all kinds of stuff like that. So I've been all over the place. I'm trying to visit every single county. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm hoping I can pull that through.
And Atkins says he's excited for that big rivalry home opener against Penn State.
I'm very optimistic. Of course, we do have 7 home games. I think we can play that to our advantage, get an extra one at home, and then 2 of our away games are super close. It should be a lot of fun. I'm hoping that Mountaineer Nation shows up, be loud, be proud, and I think we have a chance, and we can really show them who's who.
From the West Virginia Football Hall of Traditions, I'm Jessica Riley. Back to you, Addison and Jack.
Now, being a Penn State alum myself, I'm here to share that Penn State has one of the largest alumni networks in the world. But not everyone can make it here to Morgantown on game day, so I caught up with the Pittsburgh Brewery to find out what alumni do when the game is away. To Penn Staters, this sounds like home on game day. But when the team is away, this
cheers
is the sound of home for many in the greater Pittsburgh area.
So a brewery, so grist is grain, and then house is because we always wanted you to feel like you were at your house drinking and were surrounded by families. So with the Penn State connection and on those days, it feels like you're surrounded by your Penn State family and drinking at your house. It's the best.
The Grist House sits on a newly renovated gravel lot on Sherman Street in the Pittsburgh neighborhood Millvale. Brother-in-laws and fraternity brothers Brian and Zach opened the brewery as Penn State alum after brewing beer together for many years.
We try to bring that Happy Valley spirit here and create that on game days and have a place for anybody who's in town, who went to Penn State or who lives here to come and have a great place to watch the game.
And for the WVU game, it will be even bigger, as this year, the Grist House is the official watch bar of the Greater Pittsburgh Alumni Association for Penn State.
We are the official watch party in Pittsburgh, and if you've ever been here for a game, you know that the big games are quite full of excitement. It's probably one of the best places I've been, aside being at tailgating or at Beaver Stadium. It's pretty legit. I mean, people get rowdy, the cowbell gets brought out, and the chants start.
The brewery has rotating food trucks throughout game day, as well as rotating beer lists: sours, light beer, IPAs, seltzers, and even a few ciders make for options. But one thing is for certain. TV screens will be plenty, and they will all be on the WVU PSU game to start this year's season.
I mean, what you can expect on game day here is all Penn State jerseys, all blue and white, everybody kind of getting back to a tailgate-like atmosphere.
But even if you choose to wear blue and yellow on game day, they will also treat you with some good old Penn State hospitality.
And if you're a WVU fan, you can feel pretty welcome here. I mean, we're not too rowdy towards the other group. So they have a place here as well to kick back, drink some beers, and enjoy a great game.
The brewery opens exactly 1 hour before kickoff, and it's family-friendly, so all ages are welcome to come, and even that furry member of your family will have something to drink too. Reporting in Allegheny County, I'm Addison Elbert.
We are
And coming up, what would a game be without its fans? A look at the West Virginia Maniacs is next. And not to be outdone by those country roads, we also have a look at those who bleed blue and white. That's coming up.
Now, saying West Virginia's fan base is loud and proud is a drastic understatement. From their famous first down chant at home inside Milan Puskar Stadium to singing country roads after every home win, this West Virginia fan base really packs a punch. Jessica Riley has more on the Mountaineer fan base.
For Mountaineer football, fans make up a big part of that, with thousands piling into the Milan Puskar Stadium. They are excited for that rivalry game.
Let's go Mountaineers!
Having no NFL team in West Virginia, the West Virginia Mountaineers fill that void for fans, and with the first game being a big one, the energy is high.
I'm very confident that we're going to beat Penn State. I'm extremely confident. Being at home, 65,000 blue and gold Mountaineer Maniacs in the stands, it's going to be awesome.
And this year, fans say they have big expectations for their team.
I'm super excited about this season, just to see, how the team comes together. My son plays, Ben Cutter, so I'm super excited to see what he's going to do this season and how he grows as a player.
That's going to be a big game, and I'm excited. There's going to be a lot of people and a lot of excitement.
Beyond football, the camaraderie and environment of West Virginia football unites those students.
I just love the fans, honestly. Coming to the games and singing country roads after is my favorite part.
Just hoping for a lot of wins. Beat Penn State, beat Pitt.
Yeah, that's exactly it. We need to beat Penn State. That will be awesome.
From the top of the morning to the end of the night, fans are ready for game day no matter the outcome.
The atmosphere definitely come around here. You definitely get to go and, go tailgating, just walk up to a different tailgate. People are all happy and, Mountaineer football.
Big game. It's going to be a tough game, but can't wait. And football's back.
And ahead of the home opener against Penn State, the stakes are high.
I mean, Penn State's one of those schools that you grow up not liking as a Mountaineer fan. And the fact that, we haven't beaten them, I think, since '88. So this is the year. This is time to take back the rivalry and bring it back to WVU.
With over 750 living alumni, Penn State can even call Morgantown home on game day. We have more from the Penn State fan base.
Penn State's known for the power of our network, and if it wasn't for our 775,000 alumni that live worldwide, we wouldn't be such a powerful force on behalf of our graduating students.
Whether in Happy Valley at Beaver Stadium or an away game, Penn State pride is everywhere. And on game day, alumni and fans show up and show out. And in State College, the buzz, as they call it, is infectious, even if the team is on the road.
I don't know how students get any work done on Friday leading up to the game because there's so much going on, whether it's Nittanyville or all the other things that are part of the game day tradition here at Penn State.
What is Nittanyville, you ask? Well, it is one of the largest student section organizations in the country. They camp out days before a big game, rain or shine, and travel wherever the team may go.
I believe we are the most dedicated and passionate fans in college football.
The group has many traditions, including sitting front row in Beaver Stadium. But in Morgantown, they were pushed to the away fans' corner. Connor says that he's fine with the seat because the fans will still sound like their front row.
Fans are going to travel a lot, and I believe it's a stripe out, so it's going to be like yellow, blue, but don't be surprised if you see a lot of white sprinkled all throughout that stadium, especially late in the game. Maybe some of that yellow and blue is going to disappear.
And Connor says that fans have a bit more to cheer about this year as the college football playoff is expanding, and Penn State has been selected as a team to watch.
And now that the playoff's finally 12 teams instead of 4 teams, I think a lot more people are excited because I think that gives Penn State a better chance to make a playoff.
And if fans are not traveling to Morgantown, a local watch party or alumni chapter gathering is where you can find the over 700,000 living Penn State alumni.
Thank you so much again for joining us for Showdown in Morgantown.
Remember the matchup between West Virginia and Penn State Saturday, August 31st at noon. For Addison, Jared Parker, Jessica Riley, and Mark Martin, I'm Jack Hillgrove saying goodnight and so long. West Virginia and Penn State on Saturday, August 31st. Hope you enjoy the matchup.